am Simply. So if you noticed in my last video, I was wearing bandanas at the very beginning. At the end, I'm wearing this head wrap. So I kind of recently learned I love head wraps. So I've been wearing a head wrap for like the last several weeks, and I had a fabric that wasn't quite long enough to properly do it, so it kind of come loose every day. By the end of the day. And so I decided, I'm like, let's just go and make one. So I threw this one together of a fabric I knew I had definitely had enough fabric for to make a proper head wrap. And I love it. Except it's very light colored. And sometimes I just have darker colors and I need a darker color to go with some of my other outfits. So I happen to have this other fabric that I love. It was so fun. And I'm going to show you guys how I made this into a head wrap. But anyway, so this is the fabric that we're going to use. I'm so excited to put together. That's going to be a beautiful, beautiful head wrap. Anyways, so we're going to get started. So here's my fabric all laid out, and to make a head wrap is really so easy. I made one before and I went way too complicated with it and it just didn't work right. But Lily, I'm just going to take this fabric and we're actually going to try to use the already existing lines to keep my stuff even, which will make this so much easier too. Is we're going to go 25 up here, and then we're going to go by 72. And that's it. Well, we'll go a little bit over that so I can roll up to do a hem so I don't have any fraying out. And we'll just sew that in, and then bam, you have a head wrap. So we're going to get started on getting this cut out and measured. So we're going to go ahead and roll both of the edges first, and we're going to do the long edge so that way that one's dealt with, and I deal with the multiple folds on the short edge. So we're just going to go and roll this like that and then pin it in place. For this, I like to use the clips when I do side things like this because I find them easier to get in, and they disrupt the fabric a little bit less. Okay, there you go. Now we just repeat the process on the other side. So now that we have both of the long sections all stitched up, we're just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the shorter sections. I'll probably trim off a little bit of this extra fray, so I'm not dealing with that. But we'll get to doing that, and then I'll show you guys how I wear my head wraps. So I started head wrapping about a month ago, and I kind of love doing it. I haven't had my hair down like this really for a very long time. But I figured, since we just finished making my second head wrap, I'll go ahead and show you guys kind of like what I do. I just started doing this, so anyways, so first thing I'll do is pull my hair up, and there's about 2 ways I'll typically do it, depending on how much volume I need up here. If I want my head to be overall very flat, I just grab my hair from here and I just twist it from one end to the other along my head. And I will pin it in place. If my hair was longer, I would probably split it in half and then twist it one way and then twist it the other way or braid or something. My hair is not quite long enough to really get it good on that. And the twisting like that is so much easier. The other way I'll do it to get a bit more volume, if I want a bit more of that, is I just put my hair up. I don't use hair ties. I haven't been using hair ties for years. So I'll either use my corkscrew, which I don't have with me, and can be a bit tricky to use with how short my hair is right now. So it doesn't always grab everything, which is fine when I just end up covering it all up. But recently I've been using these, I use U-pins, not necessarily bobby pins, but I'll use the words interchangeably. But the trick with the U-pins is you need to kind of like twist on it to lock it in place, because they don't initially just pin things down. And I just make sure I got it, for the most part, pinned down. It really doesn't have to be very good. It just has to stay in place while I'm wrapping my hair up. I know if your hair's long enough, you could probably just tuck it in and it'd be just fine. Sometimes I have these two combs I use in the back to kind of keep this hair in place, but I don't have them right now. And it always works. I think it works pretty fine. So here's the new head wrap we just finished. So I start by just draping it over my head. It is a little long, a little wide, because I want to be able to, as my hair grows, continue to use it. But I can just tuck that in. So the way I've been doing it the most recently is I just kind of make sure both sides are roughly even. And I pull it forward. I'll tuck one side in here. Just like that. And then we'll grab this side, wrap it over. And once when I get it to this side, I like to kind of just open it up a bit. And then pull it around my head. And then I will hold it right there. I'll make sure you keep that in place, because then I'll wrap this side over. And then I'll kind of open it up a bit. And I'll do the same thing. Make sure I grab that one tail I had on the one side. And then I pull this all the way over. And depending on how long it is, will determine where I tuck it in. Right there. And there we go. There's the main head wrap I have been using recently, because it's very quick and easy. So the only one I've really gotten memorized. But yeah, and oh my gosh, this looks amazing, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. Anyways, so there you go. Thank you for joining me. Bye.